on a very important issue on exam stress, right? Me as a student, I've just given my 10th papers, and I understand how hard it is, to cope with exam stress, especially while you're in the exam hall, you're writing, and say your mind goes blank, and it's not a pleasant experience to go through. So we've all come together, and we've decided to address this bombshell of an issue. Now, let me give you guys a little background on Dr. Preeti. Dr. Preeti is a consultant psychologist, doctorate researcher, counselor, motivational speaker, author, and a social activist. She is a postgraduate in psychology from Bengaluru University, and she is currently pursuing her doctoral program with her research area in feminism, pseudo-feminism, and gender bias. Her areas of work include holistic well-being, including physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects, relaxation sessions, learning disabilities and behavioral disorders in children, parenting, teachers training, relationship issues, career counseling, depression, anxiety, and etc. So, Dr. Preeti, you're on mute.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for inviting me here.
Of course, doctor.
Um,
Can
First, I
we?
would like to, yeah,
Sorry,
please
go on.
continue.
Okay. Obviously, I'd like to start off by asking the obvious question. Uh, what exactly is exam stress? What's the foundation for exam stress?
That's interesting. We talk about exam stress a lot, but to understand exam stress and how it impacts our lives, I think first it's better to understand what is stress in itself. Once we have an understanding of it, we can understand what exactly is exam stress and how we can deal with it and how it impacts our lives also. So stress is something basically in simple words कि if अगर I have an issue, एक threat है, एक challenge है, and if I'm not able to meet that challenge or I think I cannot meet that challenge, then I feel stress. And stress we always think in negative होता है. Stress is not negative in itself. It is like, for example, body में sugar levels होते हैं, so we need to maintain its balance. ज़्यादा हो तो we get diabetes होता है, कम होने से भी low sugar हो जाता है, and that is also not good for health, so we have to keep a balance. The same way stress is also, we call it youth stress, मतलब उसमें positive stress भी होता है and negative भी होता है, and the best way to deal with stress is to maintain a balance. For example, if you have to write an answer for that requires approximately 5 minutes to write, and I give you 1 hour to write that answer, will you feel the need to complete the work now? नहीं, वो stress build ही नहीं हो रहा है. That thing is not there, that push is not there for you to write. So what is it? ये अब क्या हो रहा है कि you are not stressed enough, you're not motivated enough, body में उतना वो जोश नहीं आ रहा है that you do that work. But if I give you 5 minutes to write an answer that requires 5 minutes, according to your speed, तो आप करोगे. You'll be motivated to do. And so that is something positive. So that stress जो उस वक्त build-up होता है कि मेरे पास 5 मिनट है and I have to do this. So उस वक्त जो body में stress हो रहा है and you are confident enough कि मैं 5 minutes में ये कर लूंगा. So what is that? That is also stress and that is something positive. But now if I give you 2 minutes and I tell you कि वही 5 minutes में जो answer तुम लिख सकते हो वो तुम 2 minutes में लिखो, what will happen? Do you think you can meet that expectation? नहीं कर सकते, right? Why you don't have the resource? Your resource is only 2 minutes and you have 5 minutes. Sorry, your resource is only 2 minutes, but you need 5 minutes, right? And your capability, your speed is limited. अगर तुम्हें पहले से पता होता, you would have been more prepared और अपनी speed को उस हिसाब से करते और कुछ strategies करते so that you complete in 2 minutes. But if you're not able to, because of your resources, lack of resources, now what will happen? You are going to feel stressed, anxiety, nervousness. एंड ऐसा क्यों है? बिकॉज आपको एक थ्रेट नजर आ रहा है कि मुझे कोई चीज कंप्लीट करनी है बट आई एम नॉट एबल टू. So this is what happening is आपकी बॉडी में फाइट एंड फ्लाइट रिस्पॉन्स अब एक्टिव हो गया. आई होप यू नो व्हाट इज फाइट एंड फ्लाइट. फॉर पीपल हु डोंट नो, फाइट एंड फ्लाइट रिस्पॉन्स इज इवोल्यूशनरी रिस्पॉन्स है हमारे अंदर. अगर हमें हमारे सामने थ्रेट नजर आता है तो हम क्या करते हैं, या हम उस सिचुएशन को डील करने के लिए अपने आप को रेडी करते हैं या भागने के लिए. तो पहले हम जंगलों में रहते थे हजारों लाखों सालों पहले से. सो व्हाट वाज इट, उस सिचुएशन में कोई भी थ्रेट है तो या तो हम भाग सकते हैं वहां से या लड़ सकते हैं. इन सच अ सिचुएशन जब हमारे माइंड को लगता है कि हमारे सामने थ्रेट है, तो ये फाइट और फ्लाइट रिस्पॉन्स हमारी बॉडी में एक्टिव हो जाता है और हमारी बॉडी अब तैयार हो जाती है या लड़ने के लिए, भागने के लिए, दोनों के लिए. वी नीड कि हमारे मसल्स में ज्यादा ऑक्सीजन जाए, एंड ज्यादा ऑक्सीजन लेने के लिए हमें उस हिसाब से ब्रीथ करना है और उस हिसाब से हार्ट को पंप करना है. एंड जो नॉर्मल जो रेगुलर फंक्शनिंग हो रही थी, जो जैसे हमारे डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम एंड ब्रेन की फंक्शनिंग, वहां पे थोड़ा थोड़ा जो है ऑक्सीजन, ब्लड जो है वहां से हम लोग लेके दूसरे बॉडी पार्ट्स को ज्यादा भेज रहे हैं. वाई? बिकॉज वी वॉन्ट टू एक्टिवेट, वी आर ट्राइंग टू एक्टिवेट द पार्ट्स जो हमें फाइट एंड फ्लाइट पे हेल्प कर रहे हैं, हमारे मसल्स, राइट. या आंखें, उस वक्त हम थोड़ी सी और ज्यादा, वी वांट टू सी मोर क्लियरली. सो दीज आर द थिंग्स हैपन जिसकी वजह से जब हम ऐसी चीजें, हमारी बॉडी में ये चेंज होता है, तो मोस्टली हमारी ब्रीदिंग थोड़ी सी फास्ट होगी, हमारा हार्ट बीट थोड़ा सा तेज होगा, हाथ पैर में थोड़ी सी टिंगलिंग हो सकती है, थोड़ा सा ट्रेम्बलिंग हो सकता है, किसी के हाथ पैर ठंडे हो जाते हैं, गर्म हो जाते हैं, किसी को पसीना बहुत आता है. एंड सम पीपल फाइट एंड फ्लाइट में एक नम्ब स्टेट में भी चले जाते हैं. वी कॉल दैट ब्रेन फॉग ऑल्सो. ब्रेन बिल्कुल नंब हो जाता है. वाई? बिकॉज वहां से भी अभी ब्रेन ब्लड फ्लो थोड़ा सा कम हुआ, ऑक्सीजन फ्लो वहां पे थोड़ा सा कम है. सो दिस इज व्हाट हैपेंस एग्जैक्टली जब हमें एग्जाम फियर होता है. एंड जो चैलेंज होता है जिसकी वजह से ये फाइट एंड फ्लाइट रिस्पॉन्स हमारी बॉडी में एक्टिव हुआ है, इज नॉट नेसेसरी कि रियल थ्रेट होने से ही हमारी बॉडी में हो. हमारे माइंड को अगर लगे कि थ्रेट है तो वो चीज होगा. फिजिकली कोई मेरे मुझसे लड़ने आ रहा है, यस रियल थ्रेट है. बट अगर मैं अपने माइंड में भी बार बार सोच रही हूँ कि मैं अगर एग्जाम में फेल हो गई, अगर मैंने अच्छे से पढ़ाई नहीं की, अगर मुझे अच्छे मार्क्स नहीं आए, व्हाट विल हैपन, व्हाट विल माय पेरेंट्स से, उनकी एक्सपेक्टेशन से है, मुझे इसके साथ कंपेयर किया जाएगा, उसके साथ किया जाएगा, व्हाट विल माय क्लासमेट्स थिंक ऑफ मी. अगर मैंने कर दिया, या मेरे पेरेंट्स नहीं बोले पर मेरे पेरेंट्स को मेरे ताता घर पे जो है ताया जी, चाचा जी, एंड देयर आर सो मेनी पीपल, फैमिली मेंबर्स भी जो बोलते हैं, उसका भी बहुत इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है. सो व्हाट विल दे से, टीचर्स क्या बोलेंगे. दीज एक्सपेक्टेशंस अगेन कम इन. खुद की लाइफ की एक्सपेक्टेशंस. इफ आई वांट टू डू समथिंग इन लाइफ, मैं उसके बाद मुझे दूसरी जगह में एडमिशन जहां पर मैं चाहती हूँ मिलेगा या नहीं मिलेगा. Will I be able to pursue the career I want to or not? क्या मेरा एक साल बर्बाद होगा. देयर सो मेनी थिंग्स. तो यहाँ पे ये सब चीजें हुई नहीं है, बट आई एम थिंकिंग ओवर इट अगेन एंड अगेन. मैं उस चीज के बारे में आई एम थिंकिंग अबाउट इट इन माई माइंड. सो मैं अपनी माइंड में मैंने वो एक थ्रेड क्रिएट कर दिया है. नाउ माई माइंड थिंक्स दैट दिस इज द रियलिटी. वो मेरी माइंड के लिए अब एक रियलिटी हो गई है. सो नाउ इट इज गोइंग टू एक्ट अकॉर्डिंगली. तो इसलिए एग्जामिनेशन वाले दिन मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स को या तो एग्जामिनेशन हॉल में घुस के, या क्वेश्चन पेपर देख के, या देखने से पहले, या जब आंसर शीट सामने आती है, उनकी बॉडी बहुत स्टूडेंट्स से कि हमारी नम हो गई है, हाथ पैर या तो ट्रेम्बल कर रहे हैं, या अंदर में फील हो रहा है कि कांप रहे हैं, एंड या पसीना आ रहा है, हार्ट बीट तेज हो गई है. सो दिस हैपेंस. सो दिस इज प्रिसाइसली व्हाट एग्जाम फियर इज. दिस इज हमारी बॉडी का रिस्पॉन्स है. इन रिस्पॉन्स टू, मतलब जो हमारा दिमाग सोच रहा है उस पे हमारी बॉडी रिस्पॉन्ड कर रही है. सो दिस इज एग्जाम फियर.
Okay, that was very insightful answer. Okay, before I ask my next question, I'd like to keep the platform open for everyone to ask questions. You can use the chat box, or you can just unmute your mic to ask these questions. We want this to be a pretty interactive session, so you guys can make the most out of it. Thumbs up. Okay. Okay, sure. So, Doctor, my next question to you is, obviously we know it impacts all of us just beyond our exams in itself. So how much does it impact our daily lives?
When we talk about impact, मैं एक रेगुलर रिस्पॉन्सेज दे सकती हूँ कि हम ज्यादा टेंशन लेने लग जाते हैं. जब हम पढ़ने बैठते हैं तो वी स्टार्ट थिंकिंग अबाउट द सेम थिंग्स, और एग्जाम की फियर से हम पढ़ भी नहीं पाते. बट द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट इम्पैक्ट जो मैंने देखा है, टू इम्पैक्ट्स में इम्पोर्टेंट मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंटली शेयर करना चाहूंगी. एक एक्सट्रीम इम्पैक्ट है एंड एक रेगुलर इम्पैक्ट है, जो मैंने अपने एक्सपीरियंस में ज्यादातर देखा है. व्हेन मेनी स्टूडेंट्स कम टू मी, या दे आर सेंट टू मी इन स्कूल्स की इनकी एकेडमिक परफॉर्मेंस इंप्रूव करनी है, दे कैन इम्प्रूव. सो मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस पे आई हैव नोटिस्ड कि इट इज ड्यू टू एग्जाम फियर. उनके कम से कम 15-20 मार्क्स या 10 to 20% इम्पैक्ट होता है, कम आता है. एंड आई नो दिस बिकॉज वेन किसी भी एकेडमिक परफॉर्मेंस के लिए मेरे पास बच्चा आता है, तो मैं देखती हूँ, डू दे हैव न्यूरो डेवलपमेंटल डिसऑर्डर्स, आर दे स्लो लर्नर्स, डू दे हैव सम बिहेवियरल इश्यूज जिसमें भी कंसंट्रेशन फोकस नहीं है, और मे बी एनवायरमेंटल फैक्टर्स है, और खुद दे आर लर्निंग एवरीथिंग, दे नो एवरीथिंग, दे आर वेरी गुड एट इट, फिर भी परफॉर्मेंस में है. तो इज इट समथिंग दैट हैपन ड्यूरिंग द एग्जाम टाइम? तो मोस्ट व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड माय प्रैक्टिस, आई केम टू नो दैट मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस में एग्जाम फेयर जिन्होंने रिपोर्ट किया, दे हैड दिस इश्यू कि उनके मार्क्स कम थे. और जब मैंने उनको टिप्स दिए मैनेजमेंट, अपने एग्जाम फेयर को कैसे वो लोग वो मैनेज कर सकते हैं, एंड क्या ट्रिक्स बेसिकली वो लोग यूज कर सकते हैं, स्ट्रैटेजीज आई विल से यूज कर सकते हैं एग्जाम के लिए मोर प्रिपेयर्ड होने के लिए. एंड ड्यूरिंग द एग्जामिनेशन हॉल जब उन्होंने वो स्ट्रैटेजीज यूज की, तो उनका अराउंड एवरेज में 15% आइल से, बट 10 to 20% का इम्प्रूवमेंट हुआ मार्क्स में, the students who had these issues. So this is one great, I'll say very important thing that impacts them. Exam fear की वजह से marks real में कम होते हैं, because उस वक्त वो आंसर आते भी होते हैं बट वो लिख नहीं पाते. सो दिस इज वन थिंग आई थिंक द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट. दूसरी चीज, अगर हम इसको बहुत एक्सट्रीम पे ले जाए, तो मेरे पास कई बार ऐसे केसेस आए हैं जहाँ पे एग्जाम अभी शुरू नहीं हुआ है, होने वाला है, बट वो बच्चा बार बार बीमार हो रहा है, एंड देन द पेरेंट्स कम. तो यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है कि पेरेंट्स की भी लाइफ डिस्टर्ब हो रही है, बिकॉज नो दे वरीड अबाउट द चाइल्ड. मेरा बच्चा बीमार हो रहा है, बेहोश हो जा रहा है, या पढ़ाई नहीं कर पा रहा है, या कुछ भी हो रहा है. तो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इज, देन वी नोटिस कि हर सेमेस्टर में, मतलब एग्जाम्स के पहले वो बच्चे के साथ वो चीज हो रही है. ऐसा नहीं है कि बच्चा डेलिबरेटली कर रहा है, दैट थिंग इज हैपनिंग
Preeti,
इनसाइड.
Preeti, sorry to disturb. Maybe if we can have more, because most of them are from South India. I think English में अगर आप like if you include more of English, that will be easier, I think, for others to understand.
Sure, sure. I was told to do it in mix Hindi English, so that is why I made it
तो कोई बात नहीं,
mix.
कोई बात नहीं, कोई बात नहीं. Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you want me to repeat some points?
No, I think it's okay. Like rest of the thing, we can have more of English. Yeah.
Yeah, that is completely fine with me. So let's have it in English. So I was saying that, so the first thing we have seen is the two major impacts that I would like to convey here about exam fears. Is the first impact is that the percentage, the marks performance in the exams decreases because of exam fear, because most of the students usually they forget the answers that they have to write, and even if they remember the answers, they're not able to comprehend and write it, strategize the answers, and write the answers in the right way. So in my practice, I have seen that if we give them the strategies to deal with the exam fear, and strategies to write the exam properly, answers properly, then there has been an average increase of around 15%. I'm talking about the overall percent has increased. And so, and but it ranges from some 10 to 20%. Average is approximately 15%. So that is the one difference. And the other difference, the other impact that I have seen, if we talk about extreme cases, in extreme cases, I've had some cases where parents have come, the exams about to start, and the child is getting sick again and again. Just before the exams, maybe 1 or 2 weeks before the exams, this starts happening. And this happens before every exam. The child will start getting sick, will get nauseate, and maybe they are just not able to study. Even if they're very good at it, they're just not able to study, and they either uh, get unconscious, or there could be different symptoms. So this disrupts the child's life, the child's confidence to deal with himself or herself and the life ahead, and disrupts the parents' life also, because they also get very worried about the child. So if we talk about exam fear, this impacts not only the child but the parents also.
Okay, I mean, wow, to see that it really doesn't only impact your life as a student, but also impacts, the people around you and the environment that you're in. Okay, before we move on, do you have any questions from the audience? Okay, so I think we can move on. My next question to you is, obviously we have a lot of people around us who are willing to help and support. So how can our parents and teachers help us through exam stress?
Parents and teachers are a very big support system. If we you know when as a child, I think the first love is parents, and their support, their positive words makes a lot of difference. Specifically, the expectations from us either builds us or it breaks us. So if the parents know that the child has exam fear, or may have this, then they can change the approach towards the child. There could be the reason that because of the expectations, the child is getting scared, is having exam fear, or maybe the child is scared in general about his or her life. So at this time, if the parents keep pressurizing the child, they keep comparing the child, or saying things that you cannot do anything, you will not be able to achieve anything, that is going to demotivate the child. So instead of demotivating the child, here the parents' intention is not to demotivate. They think that these words are going to actually motivate the child. That might have worked in their generation, but it is not going to work now with their child. So what they can use it, they can boost confidence of the child by being more considerate towards him or her, empathize, understand, and accept that the child is also going through a lot of stress. The child is equally worried about his or her exams, his or her career, because if we are worried as adults, the child will be more worried because it is his or her life at stake. Not mine, not yours, not anyone else. It is his or her life at stake. And if that time, instead of giving them support, we don't we say things that is going to even more disrupt their mental state, it is going to be detrimental. So the first thing, parents and teachers both need to be very supportive, and they need to convey it very properly that when it comes to exams, exams are there to prepare us for the next step and not to kill us, right? What is the main purpose of an exam? See, if you are in class 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whichever class you are, no one is going to ask you after 5 or 10 years what you scored in class 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No one is interested. Yes, 10 people do ask, because they see it whether you are eligible for the level of work or for the level of education that we are going to provide you. That is why they have the eligibility criteria. That's it. Apart from that, no one is interested in how many marks you got in a particular subject or in a particular class. So basically, the exams are conducted to see, are you ready for the next level of education? That is why it is conducted, right? So parents and teachers can equally come forward and make sure that when they receive the answer sheets, then they check, where did the child go wrong? What mistakes did they do? How much are they prepared and how much are they not? Teachers can discuss the answers in the class so that students understand what it is, and then they are more prepared for it. So if a child is lacking in a particular area, they pinpoint, see, you are going to need this. For example, in the next class you will be taught a division, so you are not good in maybe subtractions, and to do division, you need to first build upon this. If you don't know subtraction, it is going to be difficult for you to study division, learn it, right? So this is the area you need to work on. I hope this example clarifies what I'm trying to say. So that is why exams are there. And that is where the parents should focus. They should not focus on comparing the child with other child. They should focus on making sure that the child is improving stage by stage, and compare the child with his or her performance, previous performance. If the parents do that and the teachers do that, they're going to boost the morale of the child, and actually they will be then preparing them for the life ahead. Because when we work in real life, if we go and work, uh, it is not exactly only exams. It is like when we do a project, when we are working in the real life, in corporates or in our business. It is about, if I'm doing a particular project, what I learn from it and how I have to improve it so that I perform better. So this is the attitude that we have to teach the children, and not make it life and death situation for them, or else they will never be prepared for their life ahead. This is what parents and teachers can do.
Got it, man. Motivation really does go a long way into forcing anyone's future rather than demotivating and comparing.
Yes.
Okay, well, I think what I've grasped off of this is the foundation of stress primarily is meeting expectations that you would have set for yourself or others have set for you. So how would you prioritize these expectations? How would you tackle these expectations to not make it very stressful upon yourselves, make it like a necessary stress that you could use that would benefit you?
Okay. Expectations. I'm assuming that here you are talking about expectations of parents basically.
Yes, yes.
So when it comes to expectations, specifically with parents, it is always better to have an open conversation with them, heart to heart conversation, because most often what is happening is there is a conflict arising. We want the same thing. Parents also want to build our future. We also want that, right? But a conflict is arising. So we need to have an open conversation. We need to sit with the parents, and the parents need to sit with the child. And if now let's I would like to talk with from the child's perspective. If I'm a child, and and this can be used at any age. It is like anytime parents and kids can have this conversation. If I am, even if I am 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years old, and I have parents who are like, at least 20, 30 years elder to me, I can always have this conversation with them. And in this conversation, basically the first thing is that we have to sit together. You have to tell your parents, uh, that mom, that I want to talk with you. I want to express a few things and I need your help and guidance. See, this is some dialogues that I'm going to tell you now. And this I have told many students and they have used it and they have benefited from it. So at this moment, you all can, think of it, listen to it carefully, and uh, just grasp what I'm saying, because you all can use this also. And in this, again, I will repeat, the first thing that you have to do is select the right time when they're in a good mood, in a very understanding state at this moment. That is very important. Don't talk to them when they're not in a good mood or going through a rough time. So when they're in a good mood, uh, go sit with them, have a nice talk. Tell them that, mom, dad, I want to talk to you about something. I need your help in a certain thing, and I would appreciate if you can hear me out first, and then tell them that what your expectations are. And before telling them what your expectations are, just try to understand that if, when they talk about you doing something, your expectations, why are they having these expectations from you? Are they having these expectations because they want you to succeed in life? Are they having these expectations because they want to protect you? Or are they having these expectations because they have some unfulfilled expectations from their lives, and now they are trying to fulfill it through you? So you need to understand these three things when you talk to them. And so you have to put forth your expectations from your life also, because it is your life that we are discussing. So you have to bring out their expectations. You can ask them, you know that I know that you are worried about my life. You think that I need to study or I need to score so much. I understand you want me to do this, and but I would like to know, why do you have, like, if you want me to have 90%, you can tell your parents that if you want me to, for example, have 90%, so why do you have this criteria? You can tell your parents that, mom, you might have thought something, that is why you're asking me to achieve so much. So I would like to know it better so that I can work towards it, and let me also see how it fits into my expectations, because I also have some expectations from my life. The same way as you have, I also have expectations my life, and we are talking about my life. So I would like to see, what is it that you want? Let them tell, and then you also put in, given your points. Maybe they think about something because they think that this is very good for you, but then again they might not have the best understanding of the current situation. They will have the best interest towards you and your life, but they are not experts, they are human. They may be right or they may be wrong, their strategies may be right or may be wrong. Similarly, you know your life and yourself better, but you are still not an expert. Again, if your parents after so much of experience are not experts, so you are also not an expert, but you do have a better understanding of your generation, at least. So somewhere they are in a better position, and somewhere you are in a better position. So let's come together, sit together, discuss this, remove the conflicts. It is not about the parents have to win or the child has to win. What happens is, if my parents are telling me something and I want something, I say, no, I don't want to do what you want me to do. Right? We know that if my parents are asking me to do something, I'm equally stressed because I have to study and score for this exam. But now they are telling me, sit, 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 sit and study. Now they are making me even more stressed. So now I'm not able to focus. I need a break. But you are not going to explain this thing to your parents because you feel that they're not going to understand. So you are not going to do what they asked you to do. And what will happen? The parents will think that you are showing defiance, right? You are not listening to them. So the main motive here was that you study so that you score well in exam. But now, since you don't want to do it because that has somewhere, this is, you are not in the mood or you didn't like the way they said it. Now this becomes a conflict. The parents think that you don't listen to them, you're not obeying them, you have become defiant, and now the focus has shifted. First the focus was that you study and you score something. Now the focus has shifted. Now it has become a fight of ego. They want you to listen to you. Now the problem is that you don't listen to them these days. You do whatever you want to, you shout at them. So this has become the issue, and for you the issue is that my parents never understand them. Since they don't understand me, they don't understand how stressed I am, so I have to, I just want to be away from them, and the best way is just to shout so that they don't tell me anything else. Right? Now this is a tussle. Ego, somewhere misunderstandings. So with this dialogue that I was talking about, we can come together and remove this. And when we'll be having this dialogue, you have to tell your parents clearly ki, see, if I am putting forth my points, I request you to listen to me, because this is my life and I understand you have expectations. I want to plan it properly, and I need your help, but I also need you to understand that I also have expectations. So here the point is not that who wins or who is right. Don't use the word wins, who is right or wrong. You can say it is about ki, let's see what works better for me. Maybe what you are saying will work better. Maybe what I am saying might work better. Or maybe I want something, but I don't know what are the challenges or shortcomings. And you can see that. That is why you don't want me to do that. Many students come to me that they are interested in music or sports, or I'm not saying don't go into sports, I'm not saying don't go into music. I ask them, how good are you in it? So that you can pursue it as a career. And these are the careers wherein, for example, side by side, you will need to have a stable income so that you can build upon these careers, right? So, what are you planning to do for that? Instead of just saying that you don't do this career, tell them, the parents can tell them that these are the challenges and how we can deal with them, right? So similarly, you can also tell the parents, what do you think, what are the challenges or what are the shortcomings in what I have selected? Why do you think this is not good for me? You will be surprised at the points that they come forth with, ki you might not have thought about those things, and then maybe you can better your plan, you can make your plan in a more better way. At the same time, you can listen to their expectations, why they want you to do this, or go into a particular career, or they want you to score something. Why? Because when that will happen, you might find out some interesting things too, something that you never thought of. You might now want to explore it. That has happened in many cases when I have done career counseling. Sometimes parents realize that a child has given them some new perspective, and that can be achieved by overcoming the shortcomings. And sometimes the children have realized that what the parents have said is like more interesting, and this is something I would like to see, explore more. So it is not about the parents or the child winning. When it comes to expectations, have open dialogue, work towards a common plan. When we make the plan together, we will work towards it. We will enjoy if we win, we'll enjoy it together. If we lose, then we'll become each other's support instead of pulling each other down. Right? So this is what I would suggest if you want to overcome expectations issues.
Okay, I mean, breaking the shell and communication really puts the edge on.
Right,
It makes everything a lot more transparent, and it makes it easier for everyone to work.
right. See, I could have given you some other things that how you can change your thought process, but I think if we talk about strategies, work on this pinpoint strategy because this has helped many students.
Hmm. So I think now, as you said, I think it's the perfect time for us to move on to how we can conquer uh, all of this stress by a few strategies which you may have planned. So yes, ma'am.
Okay, the first strategy that I would like to share with you all is that you all can do in the examination hall. I think when you get your question paper, you all get around 15 minutes time or something to go through the question paper, right? And then the answer sheets or booklets are provided to you all. This is the common standard formula that they follow in most of the exams. So first you get the question paper for 15 or 20, 10 to 15 minutes, you are given the time, and then you get the answer sheets or the booklets, and then you have to start writing. Most of the students get nervous when they are given the question paper or when they start reading the question paper. So what you have to do is, and at that time you will notice maybe your hands are shaking a bit, heartbeat has increased, breathing has increased, your mind is going numb, you are reading the question, पता है मैंने पढ़ा था but अभी याद नहीं आ रहा. That is your situation, right? And so at that moment what you have to do is uh, you have to close your eyes, and I would like all the students who are there join today to switch on their videos, turn on their videos first. I would like to see everyone. I want to see everyone. I want everyone to turn on their videos. All the students. I can see Jyoti, Mohit, uh, Sparsh, Ramesh, Lakshmi, Jay, Pushpa, Parvati. I request everyone to turn on their videos because we are going to do this simple strategy now, which you all can. Good. I request Lakshmi, Ramesh, Jyoti, Jay, Pushpa, and Parvati also to turn on their videos. Yeah. Okay, so this one strategy that I'm going to tell you now is something that you all can always use, not only during the exams, anytime when you feel you are nervous or scared or angry, or you are just too sad and you don't know how to deal with the given situation. You can do this. Even if you're alone, you can do this. Even if you are in a crowd, you can do this. Even if you're standing there on the stage and you feel that nervousness, you think you need it, you can do this. But the best benefit of it is when you do it in the examination hall is that you can sit over there and close your eyes and do it. So now I want you all to follow this. As I say, close your eyes. Everyone, close your eyes. Sit comfortably as you will be sitting during the examination hall. Now, bring your focus to your breathing. When I say bring your focus to your breathing, you don't have to take deep breaths. No deep breaths. Just notice your breathing. That is all you have to do. Just notice it. At that moment, when you are nervous, your heart will be, your breathing will be very fast, right? So you just have to notice your breath. Notice it. Keep your eyes closed so that you can notice your internal environment. Slowly, when you will start noticing your breath, you will realize the breathing has calmed down. It has become little slow. So now, when you feel that now the breathing has started coming down, the rate, the speed has started coming down. So now you can move your focus from your breathing to your heartbeat. It was beating very hard, right? It was very speed. So now do it. Eyes closed. So first thing is to notice your breath. Then slowly notice your heartbeat. Bring your focus there. Just notice it, and slowly you will feel that the heartbeat has also becoming normal. So when that starts becoming normal, move your focus to your navel, that is the nabhi, and from there feel the energy moving to your limbs, your hands and legs. Your hands and legs were shaky, trembling, they might be cold or hot and were sweating. So just move your focus to your hands and legs and slowly just notice it. Again, you don't have to do anything, just notice. You will realize that now your hands and legs are also normalizing. They have become normal, and at least now they are not shaking or trembling so much, and you're feeling better, at ease. At this moment, now you can think of anything that gives you happiness or confidence. Some people like thinking about God, someone whom they follow or believe in, their parents, their romantic partners, a sweet memory, an incident, or a place that they have visited. So anything that makes you feel good, confident, or a phrase that motivates you, any person. So anything that motivates you is going to give you confidence. You think about it. Or you can say to yourself that I'm the best, I can do this, I'm prepared, I know this, I'm the boss of my life. Anything that is going to motivate you, you think about it. And by this time, when you will feel that your body has come down to normal, then you can open your eyes. How did you all feel? Anyone who would like to share?
I mean, I'd like to start because obviously I'm here. I'm hosting a webinar for the first time, and I've been a bit nervous throughout the entire
Nervous.
thing.
I
And
can see that you were nervous.
I don't know what's happened, but it's worked tremendously. I've never dealt with anything like that before.
It works always. We see when we are nervous, we can feel the difference and the impact it has. For
Hmm.
other students, they were sitting aram se at their home, but I hope they still would have felt that difference. And for Arush, I am sure you felt a very huge difference.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
So this is something we all can do, and with practice, you will be able to do it even with open eyes while standing, and even if you are in a crowd or on the stage. Many people have stage fear, they can use it then also. You're doing something for the first time or you're not prepared for something, you can do it then. So now I would like you all to repeat what is the first thing we did. One by one, I want everyone to repeat. We are a small group. So I want Tarun to first say what was the first thing we did.
Close our eyes,
Okay.
focus on our breath, our
Hmm.
breathing,
Hmm.
and focus on our heart,
Hmm.
then our navel,
Hmm.
and then focus on our hands and legs,
Hmm.
the energy. Yeah.
And then after that,
Uh,
think about anything
happy.
that makes you feel good. And when do you open your eyes?
So your body is calmed down.
Yes. Don't be in a hurry to open your eyes, or don't be in a hurry to skip any step, because every situation is different, every body is different, every person is different. So when you feel that, yes, now this is okay, I can, you have to do it. With practice, within 2 to 5 minutes, you'll be able to do it. And today I was, guiding you all, so it took little more time, but normally you all can do it. If you do it yourself, it will take little less time. And when you are very stressed, very nervous, then obviously you will take little more time. You might take 5 to 10 minutes also to calm yourself down. Now second, Mohit, I want you to repeat.
Close your eyes, take
Hmm.
a breath,
Hmm.
focus on heart, and hands on the belly button.
Okay,
Fo-
Mohit, I want you to repeat. First, close your eyes.
Close your eyes.
Notice your breath. You don't have to take a deep breath. You have to notice your breath. सिर्फ ब्रीदिंग जो ले रहे हैं, यू हैव टू नोटिस दैट. ठीक है, सांस ले रहे हैं, बस सांस को नोटिस करना है. डीप ब्रेथ नहीं लेना है. जो है ब्रेथ उसको ही बस नोटिस करना है कि सांस ले रहे हैं, हम अपनी सांस को नोटिस करना है. ठीक है, उसके बाद नोटिस योर हार्ट.
Heart. Notice your heart.
देन फोकस ऑन योर नेवल, अपनी नाभि पे, बेली बटन. आफ्टर दैट
Focus in your hand
एंड लेग्स. ठीक है, हैंड्स एंड
and we
लेग्स.
calm down. Calm down.
ओके, स्पर्श.
Yeah, first we're gonna focus on our first we're gonna close our eyes.
हम्म.
Then we focus on our breathing.
हम्म.
Then we shift our focus to our heart.
हम्म.
Then we focus on our stomach. Then we shift the focus to our hands and legs.
हम्म.
Then we're gonna think about something which makes us confident.
हम्म.
And then when we are ready, we open our eyes.
Yes. Perfect. And always remember, you have to follow this sequence. Don't directly go to the heart or hands and legs, because first breathing, only when breathing starts normalizing, the heart will also start normalizing. So the sequence here is very important. Breathing, heart, navel, hands and legs. So now, Jay, I want you to repeat it.
Yes. So we close our eyes, then we start to focus on our breathing. We shift it to our heart and focus on our heartbeat, and then our navel, and then our hands and our legs. And then we think about something we like or something that makes us proud.
So, how was your experience?
I think it was pretty calming. I kind of realized I'm constantly in a rush state. So I really was able to calm down, focus on my surroundings. I felt colder than I normally do. So
It's good. It worked.
it did.
We have Jyoti, Lakshmi, Subir with us. The videos are off, so I don't know if they are available. Yeah. Mr. Subir, can you just explain the sequence named? Please unmute yourself.
Yeah. To perform well, to reduce the stress, first close the eyes, then notice the breath, then after a while notice the heartbeat, and focus on navel, and then focus on hands and feet.
Good. And then think about anything that makes you feel
Anything that
confident or happy.
feel happy about it
Anything, maybe a good memory.
and confident too. Yeah.
You went somewhere you liked it. Like when I went to Kerala, I loved the backwaters. That is one of the
Okay.
most soothing experiences that I had. So I would love to remember that
Any
weather.
experiences that makes you happy and confident.
Yes, anything. It could be a quote also. Maybe a person who always gives you happiness, confidence, anything that works for you. William, your turn.
Sorry, maybe I didn't catch the question.
I
Dr.
didn't
Preeti,
get you.
I didn't catch your question. Sorry.
So I'm saying it's your turn. So can you tell me the sequence? What we have to
Yeah.
do?
So, yeah. So close your eyes. Focus on your breathing, right? And then once you see your breathing calm down, focus on your heart. How fast your heart is beating, right? And then when you find your calm, focus on your navel, right? And ideally by that time you would have completely calmed down and you would be prepared to handle the situation in front of you.
So what was first? Close your eyes, breathing,
Breathing, yeah,
heartbeat.
heartbeat,
And we don't have to wait the breathing to completely become normal or the heartbeat completely to become normal to move on to the next step. Once we feel the breathing has started slowing down, because once it starts, it will take a few minutes. So when it starts slowing down, we have to move on to the next step. We
yeah,
don't have to wait for the whole process to complete. So when the breathing starts slowing down, now move on to your heart. So you don't then have to wait for the heartbeat to completely slow down and become normal, because again that is going to take a few minutes. When it starts slowing down and becoming normal, then move on to the next step. So this is how we have to do it. Lakshmi, if she's there, she's not responding. So have I missed anyone? Parvati? Yeah, I don't know if she's there. So this is one strategy that I always share with students, and when we do this, this always helps them. I hope it helped you all. And if time permits, maybe do we have time for any other strategy, or this is okay?
William, sir, do we have time for one more strategy?
yeah. We should, yeah.
Sure.
Okay, this strategy is in response to what to do after this. Once we have cooled down, so now one of the most common things that I have noticed is that we forget a few things and remember a few things in the beginning. So now I have got my question paper. I have read my question paper. I remember a few points and a few answers at that moment. But most of the time, I forget the answers or the points when I'm writing the answer paper. We forget what we remembered when we saw the question paper. So there are many students who report this. So for them, what I tell them is, as soon as you get your answer sheet or the booklet, take a pencil and write the keywords or important formulas or important names or dates or anything that is important related to the questions that have been asked. You can write it down with pencil in your answer sheet. Don't write in your question paper because it is not allowed most of the places. So in your answer sheet with your pencil, you can quickly write down the important points of at least the long questions or the questions, like the important keywords. Please write it down with pencil. It will hardly take 2 to 4 minutes. Because when we are talking about exams, I'm not talking about competitive exams over here, because usually they have MCQs and all objective questions. So I'm talking about the normal school exams or the board exams. For the long answer questions or the questions that require explanation, write down the important points so that while answering the paper, even if you forget, you can always look back what were the important keywords, and when you will write that, you can elaborate the answer based on those keywords. Or maybe for me personally, what used to happen was I was very bad at remembering names, years. So what I used to do was, just before getting into the examination hall, I used to make that list. This poem, this is the name of the poet. This is the year he wrote it. I think we have to write those things. Or maybe this was the year this thing was discovered by this person. This was the scientist. So I used to make sure that my list is ready. I just used to go through it before entering the examination hall, and as soon as I used to see the question paper, if any of those things were asked in the question paper, I used to first write it in the answer sheet with pencil, so that I remember to write it in my answer, because I know that this particular is point is going to fetch me at least 1 marks in that question. And if there is a keyword, if I elaborate on it, I will get at least 3 to 4 marks in that particular answer. When students have done this, they have reported that this has helped them in scoring more marks, because now they can answer the answers that they used to forget. Second thing that you have to do is always answer the MCQs or the short answer questions first, because that takes less time, and we don't get nervous at that time because of the questions being asked. And if you don't know anything, skip it and move on to the next question, because if I don't know anything and I get stuck there, I start thinking over it, then what happens is I get more nervous, and then I forget what I remembered. And if later on I remember it also, then I don't have sufficient time to write, because I wasted trying to remember the answer at that time. So never try to do that. And do some time analysis. You have the question paper patterns before going to the examination hall. While you are studying, actually preparing for your exams, just break down that for each question how much time you will get to answer it. Practice and make sure that in your examination you are giving that question. If you think that I can complete that question in 15 minutes, make sure that you are completing it in 15 minutes and you are moving on to the next question. You don't waste time is basically what you have to do. I think this is at this moment more than sufficient. Yes. So
Yes,
now
ma'am.
Arush.
Thank you so much for uh, all those strategies. I'm certain they're gonna help everyone out. Okay. Lastly, I'd like to ask you guys if you have any questions you'd like to ask Dr. Preeti.
Add one thing. Arush,
Yes.
I have not yet completed my doctorate. I'm about to complete. So I'm not yet
Okay.
a doctor.
Okay. I So what do you want me to refer to you as, ma'am?
Um, you can just call me Preeti, so that's okay.
Sure. Okay. Tarun, I see you've raised your hand. Ask away.
Yeah. My first question is, you are given a way to calm down before the exam itself, like while being in the exam hall. Do you have any tips on how I can manage maybe my anxiety before the night before the exam? Because that last 12 hours is like the last, like the ending before you actually enter the exam hall. And and from my personal experience, and I know from others, it can cause lots of pressure before the exam at the night.
So mostly that happens when you're not prepared or when you didn't study.
Uh, but then what if, like, as I said, like an anxiety attack, like you start
Anxiety
fearing, what
attacks.
if
So if
this
you're having, when
happens?
we talk about anxiety, it means that you're talking about the same symptoms that I said you will be having when you will be there in the examination hall.
Okay.
Yes. This is again one strategy that you can use, but this is a very quick kind of thing that can be used in such situations. But the type of situation that you are saying, that is where the anxiety continues for a little longer time, there you will need at least 20 to 25 minutes of a bit of relaxation. You will also need to for the time being, stop looking at your copies and books, take a little break. They are in a proper 20 to 25 minutes of session. I call it hydro relaxo session is what you will need, because that helps a lot in cooling down the system for within from within. And not only that, it also helps in strengthening your system from within, so that you can overcome your prolonged anxiety that you're talking about. But quickly, if I have to tell you a couple of things that you can do, is close the copies and books at that time, take a break, take a deep breath, listen to any calm music that you can think of. What I have told you, the session that we did, the example that we just did now, you can use this strategy, but for maybe a longer period of time. And before doing this strategy, take a bowl of water, not too big, just a normal bowl of water. Add only a pinch of salt in it, leave on for 5 minutes, and then use that water to on your hands. You have to wet your hands completely. Okay, so now when we did this strategy, we did it from the perspective that we are in the examination hall, where obviously you cannot use these things. So when you are at home preparing, you can use these things. Take a bowl, I'll repeat, take a bowl of water, put a pinch of salt on it, put the water of, keep it for 5 minutes, and then after that, you have to wet your hands basically completely. And the water should from the tips of the finger till here. This wrist, you have to wet this also with water completely. So the completely, you have to put water till here. I hope you can see from here till here on all the sides. Why these? Because these are points, some acupressure points that are connected with certain cells in our body, specifically the cells that directly work in the brain, impact the cells in the brain, and they will help in calming you down and strengthening the nerves there. And also put the water like over here. We have the ears, so the ear lobes completely, both the sides, and the elbow, hands ka. So these are the things where you have to put that water. And then after that, close your eyes and do the process that I told you, but for a little longer period of time. You will see it will help you. This is a short thing that I have told. Maybe, William and Arush, I would like to say that maybe we can have a proper session, because this will go for this thing that I'm just saying that goes on for at least 20 to 25 minutes. We can have another session where I can we can have a practical demo of it, how to do it, because that is little different from what we just did. But that difference makes a lot of difference in the impact itself. So this is one strategy that we can do. So if you want, we can have one more session uh, specifically aimed at that particular relaxation session, because that helps a lot. And then maybe I can give them an audio also of it that they can use to practice. And minimum once a week, they will have to do it for at least 2 months, 2 to 3 months. For short term, he can do it that day, but in the long run, to have more impact, anyone can do it for minimum 2 to 3 months to have, you can say, a permanent impact in their lives. That is completely therapeutic. It will have short term impact also and long term impact also. Yeah. I hope, Tarun, that answers your questions.
Yes, ma'am, it does. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, I think we have time for one more question. And okay, Shivangi, ask away, please.
Am I audible?
Yes, loud and
Yeah.
clear.
Okay. Me personally, before exams, or just in general, I tend to really doubt myself. I believe that I can't do this and I can't do that. I've had even like teachers come up to me and talk to me and say, like, you're selling yourself too short. You need to like work high, aim higher because you can do it. And then I can't help it. I feel like there's this voice in my head that's just like preventing, this like barrier I feel. What do you think I can do?
Do you have fear of failure?
Yeah, I do.
That is why you think you cannot do it. Your fear of failure stops you from moving forward, and that tells you that you cannot do it, because that is kind of defense system in you, that if I fail, so the best way is not to attempt it, because then I will not fail and then I will not have to deal with the negative emotions that come with it. So that is your defense system. So this is not exactly a voice in your head, that is your ingrained defense system. Maybe that has worked for you in the past. So this is what has become your defense system. What you have to do is, consciously you will have to not work against your defense system, but modify your defense system. So here you will need to change your thought process. And the first thing that you will need to do is, it's okay. Now at least you know the reason why you don't do it, because you have that fear. And that also because you don't want to go through the emotions that it brings with it, because that is unsettling. Right? And that emotions also come from the fact about what people will say or think. We think about that, and that is why we have these things, and then we have that fear of failure. So first thing is, it really doesn't matter what people will think or say. That you have to tell yourself daily. Why will it not matter? Because you think maybe that person is thinking, will think about it. Maybe you have a competition and you think about it. Yeah, I cannot do it, I will, so that is why I will not participate in it. Two things. Even if you also don't know whether you will pass or fail. Yes, if you pass, you win. Well and good. You will realize that I have certain thing which certain talent that I didn't know of. If you will fail, it means again two things. Either there were some shortcomings that I need to work on so that I make myself better or perfect in it. Or maybe this is something I wanted to try, I did it, but this thing may not be there for me, made for me. It's okay. This is not going to make or break my life, right? But I tried it. At least after trying, you will know whether this is something you want to work on it or not. And fail होने से तो जिंदगी नहीं खत्म होगी. I'll just give you an example of it. I am talking about fear of failure because I have been through that too. So I also used to think the same thing, and I didn't used to participate in so many things because I used to think the same thing as you said. But there coincidentally happened certain instances that I was forced to participate because it was compulsory. Before participating it, I never realized that I have that talent, or I'm at least that good enough in that particular thing, because when I participated, I started winning unexpectedly. Before that, I thought I am like you. I also had the same thing in my head. I'm not good enough in this. I cannot do this. I will not do this. See, if I'm not going, I didn't used to go on the stage, not because I had stage fear. I thought that I'm not good at it. But when I went, the first time when I went and it was a competition, I had to participate in the competition because it was a part of that program that every child has to participate. And it was a regional program like Eastern India something. And I was very young. I was forced to because it was compulsory. And I won. I came first. I never knew that I could do that. But it was only when I tried that I came to know that I have that talent in me. And sometimes after that, I also realized in certain things that I participated, I am not good at it. But at least now I know what goes into that particular thing. So try. The only thing is the barrier in your mind. You will learn something new. So just try. You tell yourself, either I will win or lose, but I need to try. Not worry about whether I will pass or fail. It is going to teach me something. If I have 1 minute, I will very quickly share a very interesting incident wherein I wrote a poem, a couple of poems that were very good and nice. And whoever used to listen to it, they used to get very emotional, and some people cried also. So, in during the pandemic in 21, there was this competition. It was held in hybrid mode, and it was from Patna. So I participated in it. It was a poem competition. I thought that I had that thought that maybe my poem will also win. The moment I had that thought, I'm very intuitive. So my intuition guided me and said that the purpose of me participating in this competition is not for me to win the competition. The purpose is that when I participate in this competition, there will be a person sitting in the audience who will like your poem so much that he will connect with me. And the purpose basically is for us to connect with each other. And that person will first connect with the organizer, and through the organizer, he will collect my phone number and he will connect with me. That is the purpose of this competition, of me joining this competition, and not to win the competition. And the shocking thing was exactly as I felt happened within 3 months. A person messaged me, and that person who messaged me was actually sitting in the audience. He connected with the organizer, took my number from him, and connected with me. And through that one person, I got into the literary world. He invited me to certain literary organizations and functions in India and abroad. And I directly started meeting people in the literary world who are like up there, experienced, and they have a name in that field. They started liking my work, and they started giving me awards for my work also. If I would have won that competition, I would have never reached the stage that I have reached, right? So the purpose, even if we win or lose, the purpose is something higher than what we can see or understand. So don't go on winning or losing. Don't expect anything. And when I didn't expect that I'll be winning or losing, I actually enjoyed that competition. If I would have had that thing in my mind that I have to win or lose, I would have never enjoyed also. And I got more than winning the that particular competition would have given me. So that is what I would tell you. Just enjoy.
All right. That's
I think, Jay, that answers the
And
question. Yeah.
Yeah,
Does
it does. It does.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much for your time. I think with that we can wrap the session up. We're a little overdue anyway. Uh, well, I hope you guys had a good time. Some really insightful answers that we got, which can help you, really help you with exam stress. Again, I'd like to thank you so much, Preeti ma'am, for your time and
thank
sharing
you.
all of that knowledge with us. Thank you guys, the audience, for sitting through and joining in. think we can log off now. Thank you.
Thanks a lot,
Yeah,
ma'am.
thank you, Preeti. And
Thank you.
just to add to Shivangi's question, I recently, I was on Twitter, I saw a post about a father, when his son failed in some 10th or 12th. He said, no, no matter, doesn't matter. He brought him sweets and celebrated.
Yes, yes,
So
I
it's
also saw that.
yeah, it's just part of, exams are just part of
Our
you know,
lives.
yeah. But anyway, thank you so much, Preeti. Thank you, Arush. Thank you, William. This is a wonderful session. I'm sure there'll be a lot of takeaways, and I'm sure you people will be taking it forward as a group for future sessions and future handholding and counseling. It's wonderful to see, Arush. Arush is a very our star interactor, actually. So, like a lot of good things will happen, I'm sure. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
And if anyone wants to connect for any more queries, they can connect with me through Instagram.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So, shall we wind up, William?
Yes. And thanks a lot, doctor. So allow me to call you doctor. But yeah, so
Yes,
this was
yes, sure.
yeah, so this was really insightful. I had a flashback of all my tough exam days, and I really wish I had some of the strategies that you had mentioned right now. But yeah, anyways, there I durst hai. Maybe next time when I'm preparing for some law exam or something, this might be useful. Thanks a lot, doctor.
I hope it will be useful and वो breathing जो वो वाली जो हमने practice किया that you can do anytime for any
Absolutely,
kind of situation.
makes sense. Makes sense. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.